Hey guys, well, we spent the last week discussing whether or not we're gonna add a tiller on the boat or a helm on the boat. We agree on 99.9% on every decision we make. But this one we might have a fight about.
We've read all your comments and we've chatted with everyone on Patreon.
It's not really like Kika wants a helm and I want a tiller. It's kind of like
we both want a helm and we both want a tiller.
And we've weighed everything against our own philosophies and beliefs and all the pros and cons.
We're contemplating if a tiller might be a better solution for this
just
fit.
not even bother putting a helm back in at all.
And I think we've made a decision.
We definitely made a decision.
So we've been trying to figure out for a while just exactly the best way to mount the throttles for the twin ocean bolts. Since we're not going to have a helm, we're not going to have a helm pedestal, which is where they'd normally be mounted. So a while ago we 3D printed a mock-up of the throttles so we could just kind of move them around on the boat. And then we started with cardboard and then started printing off some 3D sections to see what's going to work the best. Because the idea is going to be to mount this up underneath the Dodger so that while you're coming in, the throttles are going to be kind of here. So you can move them, you can use them from both sides. So we've been printing off some samples and some tests. I think this one was pretty good. So I kind of took the reverse of that to make a mold. We decided to 3D print a reverse mold because it's kind of a complicated shape with a lot of really big radiuses. And we could technically make that out of melamine and then ferret and sand it and smooth it, but it'd be a lot more work. So it was much easier to just model this and then print out the mold, kind of take the reverse of the test piece. When it's done, it's going to be basically like that, only doubled, obviously. I sliced it and printed it out in 4 different pieces and just finished sort of sanding down the little bit of leftover texture from the printer. And now I'm going to fair the seams between each of them, sand it out again, and then try to put some glass inside of it. Hopefully it comes back out when we're done. All right, so I'm familiar with the process of making an actual fiberglass mold where you make the piece out of fiberglass with gel coat, you polish it to super smooth. But making fiberglass pieces out of a 3D printed mold, I've never seen done before. I've never heard of it being done before. So this is kind of just making this up as I go along. I've finished sanding this down and I've faired the little gaps and seams between all 4 pieces. So I'm gonna put a release wax on it so that it can release when the fiberglass is done. We separate it back out again. Probably do 4 or 5 layers. I mean, it says 3 to 5 for a new mold. I guess this is a new mold, so it can't hurt to put more on. All right, let's see how this goes. Just gonna put some wax on there. I did bevel the edges of these recesses though, so that where the switches and panels and stuff are going to be should come out. I probably could have made them removable inserts too, but if this works, it's going to be pretty sweet because we can make all sorts of fun parts this way. I also started printing this with some leftover white PLA that I had, only to discover I didn't have enough to print the whole thing. I thought I had more. So then I switched to the gray, almost black. The black's definitely better, because you can see the sand marks really, really well, and then you can see where the wax goes in. The white is impossible. So if we do this again and it works out, definitely using the black. Got some gel coat that we had from before that we were doing some tests with. I'm gonna put that on the inside of the mold, even though probably don't need it because we're gonna be sanding and epoxying the thing into the Dodger anyway. But it'll give a good base to kind of smooth things out, and I'll be able to sand it before we paint it once it's installed. So it'll still be useful, I think, even though I didn't make the mold a mirror finish because we're not just popping it out and just keeping it gel coat. This is more of just a whole big experiment. All right, so there's a nice little thick layer of gel coat on there now. Now I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes for it to sort of tack up, and then I can start putting some glass in there.
luckily, since we've finished building an entire boat, we've got some scraps.
I don't really have a plan for this. I'm just gonna like start squishing, and as long as it's thick, it'll be fine. It's gonna be stronger than it needs to be. Our old helm pod was like almost a centimeter thick. The guys at DazCap did a really good job building that for us. So hopefully we'll like do them proud with this one.
I like how useful this awning has become.
So the gel coat's nice and tacky now. We left it out in the sun so it like kicks faster. And now I'm gonna start gobbing glass in there. Got some chops jammed. We got a bunch of pieces of leftover biax. As long as it's, 8 to 10 millimeters, probably not 10, 6 to 8 millimeters thick, we'll be good. Because we're gonna be mounting the throttles in this thing, so it needs to be kind of beefy.
Really quick, guys, before we continue, I just want to take a second to thank the paid partner of this week's video, BetterHelp. Making changes can be tough, and whether it's something huge like deciding to remove the helm of your boat entirely for something completely different that you've never done before, or something more eternal, it can still feel scary and overwhelming, and having someone to talk to you about it can definitely help you stay grounded through these changes. There's always so much in my head that I sometimes feel like I need to express, and having a space just to do that without feeling judgment has definitely made a big difference for me. BetterHelp is an online therapy that is designed to meet you where you are, literally. Whether you're at the dock or offshore or always on the move, you can connect with a therapist 100% online. And it is so easy to get started. First, you fill up a small questionnaire and then you get matched with one of BetterHelp's therapists within just a few days. And from there, you can chat anywhere in the world with any device that you have available to you. And if you don't feel like that first match is the right fit for you, it's free and so easy to switch therapists. It is flexible, affordable, and way more comfortable than just sitting in a waiting area for an hour before you have your appointment. So if therapy is something that you've been considering, then definitely check out BetterHelp. You can check out in the link below. It's betterhelp.com/sailinguma, and you'll get 10% off your first month. And on that note, we're gonna get back to building that throttle pod.
All right, it's had overnight to dry. It's looking pretty good. I guess we can find out if it's gonna come out of the mold now. I think making the mold in 4 pieces is gonna help because like no one piece is gonna pull against the indent. But also I made the mold so it's the same curve as the top of the Dodger. So before we take it out, I'm gonna use that opportunity to trim all of this fluffy stuff off the sides and then try to get it out of the mold.
Try to open this thing up, right?
Hey!
My hammer! Somebody stole my hammer.
weird that all the black ones came off so easy. And now the white one is getting harder. Want to see what's on the inside of a 3D print? That's what I got.
Yeah, that's cool.
Definitely not a reusable mold. It worked out okay though. I mean, for the first attempt at doing something like this, I think it was fine, especially because we're going to be sanding this down, glassing it in place, and then, you know, fairing and smoothing and painting it. Obviously, I wouldn't use that technique if we were going to do like gel coat and try to get it glossy and pop it out and use it as is, like you do on when you're building an actual fiberglass boat. But yeah, I think it worked out fine. I mean, it's the shape that we want. It's the stiffness that we want. It's pretty lightweight. All right, so this needs a little bit of love still to make it pretty, and we need to do a little bit of work underneath the dodger and the arch to make it fit, and then we'll pop it in. Cool. All right, so this turned out better than I was expecting it to. I'm really glad that we put the gel coat on there because it was really easy to sand and get a really nice smooth surface. It's got the recess where the throttle's gonna go. We did little cutouts and recesses for little switch panels that are going on either side. And the back will have access to run wires and stuff like that. Maybe have a light or something. But yeah, now it's time to install it. So it's gonna go somewhere here, but we wanna cut this little bit of the rib out on the front. We still have the rib in the back, so the strength is still there. We're gonna cut this one out so it's flush, so that this gets mounted up a little bit more. And then we need to notch this out to go around the rib in the back. And then, yeah. But I modeled it so that it's the right curvature already, so we don't have to grind that down at all. Got a little cardboard template of the front of this thing, so we can use that to line it up and mark it, and then cut it out. Excited to install it. This is cool. That's the edge of the glass. There. That looks pretty good. Yeah, the cool part though is that we are going to end up glassing this in, at least the front where the throttles are. So like the back rib's going to stay structural and connected the whole way. We're going to notch this front one out, but then it's going to have a little bit of glass in the middle and some epoxy all the way around it. So we're not really losing any structural integrity. So even if we like did stand our walk on here, I mean, it was strong enough without the rib on there before. So the rib's kind of a bonus. But yeah, that's why we're not cutting. Oh, I dropped my pencil. That's why we're not cutting both ribs out. Because otherwise it would create a weak point in the middle. But that inner one will definitely keep the structure. And then the throttles will be like as high as they can go, recessed as much as they can go. Then when we turn them on and like we go full forward, they're not going to bump into the top. So yeah, let's cut.
This knife will cut.
Okay, wait. You need to show. We need to show that I know how to put the quick release mask on now, because I didn't before.
To be fair, Kika wasn't the only one doing it wrong. So Kika was leaving this up and adjusting here, like the other ones. I was leaving. Hold on. The first time I put this mask on, I pulled it down, and I adjusted it like. Wait, where is it? I adjusted it here, like that. Which technically works. You can still quick release, but then you lose your setting because this gets pulled through. So the next time it's not quite as good. And so Kika showed me that like you pull that down, adjust these so that it's good, and then it's quick release after that. So we were both doing it wrong. These are much more comfortable though.
And they were the only ones they had at the marine store. They didn't have like the cheaper gray ones, but I kind of like these, so
Yeah.
I'm glad we got them.
Yeah, I like it too. Let's cut.
Something like that. Yeah.
Well, we ended up glassing the whole thing in because we needed to cut this back rib out too, so that we could access basically back in there where the back of the ocean bolt throttles are going to be. I thought we were going to have enough space, but like it would have been almost impossible to get in there with your hand and like put those NEMA connectors on the back. So it looks fine. I just feel a little bit bad grinding off with a pretty gel coat from the mold, but we'll make it pretty tomorrow and then it'll look fine.
Cool.
Cool. Oh.
Oh, I can't do a sticky high five. We can do air sticky high five. There you go.
Good job. It's just these. I just don't really feel like trying to get those bent all the way up and around, so they just is what they is. There we go. All right.
Ha!
Moment of
I
truth.
like it.
So we've been messing around with like the 3D printed one forever, trying to figure out where these throttles should go, and we just found out when we took the new throttles out of the box that the model of these, like the new version's just a little bit, maybe half a centimeter wider. And so, yeah, glad we gave it some tolerances. Otherwise, it wouldn't have fit. But the diameter's still the same, and this back part's still the same. So that worked out really well. But
I really like it.
awesome. All right.
It looks very futuristic.
Moment of truth. Are these gonna hit? No. Yes.
I mean, you kind of knew that it wasn't gonna hit.
Well, but like,
You can tell it's not gonna hit.
but like, you never actually know until you install it. Oh, I like that. Being able to just like drive like this. Oh, it's really nice.
I really like it.
That's so dope.
This reminds me of like a Nintendo Switch controller. For some
Oh, with
reason.
when the buttons are going on the other side, for sure. And that
It
lines
looks
up,
really good.
and that lines up. I can't see like it's centered, and it's centered. I can't like visually see anything that's off. So, and there's still like room around it if we need to clean. It's not gonna be in the way because we're gonna have like handrails here. Mm-hmm. They're gonna come off the side about that far anyway. That's sweet.
You guys probably want to see what we're talking about here.
Oh, probably.
This is it. This is it.
Yeah, it's nice. So that's full forward, that's full reverse. So you can easily do it with one hand. You know, you could drive the boat. reverse,
And
dock.
then we'll have buttons here. Doop, doop, doop,
Yeah,
doop,
we're gonna
doop,
have
doop.
like winch control, maybe a light. And this is gonna be windlass control and probably autopilot.
Yeah.
So, I like it. It's super solid. It was probably a good idea to glass it in because now like the whole little throttle pod is part of the structure of this back end of the Dodger. So yeah, we're gonna take those back out. Test fit worked well, and then we can keep going, priming the Dodger and finishing it all up. But it looks awesome. I'm really glad it worked out. It's been a long time in the making, that one. Yeah, everything just like lines up perfectly. I like it. Wait, who am I? I'm like a diesel owner when they get on our boat and they're like, what's full forward? What's full reverse?
Yeah, don't break it before we start using it. So we're not going to be keeping it here. This is just to make sure that it fits properly. We're going to take it out, finish the Dodger, and then we'll install this at the very last minute before we launch.
Very end.
But we just really wanted to see what it was like and
Make
also
sure it
to show you
fits.
guys, make sure it fits.
Make sure we didn't the entire thing up.
Oh, imagine that would have sucked
That would have
if it was too big.
That would have sucked. All right.
All right, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Cheers.